Hello, welcome back, lovely simmers. I hope you've been having a wonderful day. Today we are doing a speed build in Granite Falls. This is a world that I often forget to build in, and I think it's probably just because it's on a different screen and I just don't think to click at the top. But yeah, I decided that I should probably do some more building in this Granite Falls. It's a really lovely location and the backdrop is great. This particular speed build is going to be a rental property. I wanted to try out a new style. I haven't built a lot in this style at all, so it's definitely out of my comfort zone. But I've been working really hard to try and get better at doing different builds in different styles and actually sticking to the styles. I'm not the type of person who sticks to one style. Like many people out there, many builders out there can look at something and maybe they've got interior design training, I don't know, but they look at a house and they go, "Oh, that's this type of style." That for me is quite challenging, quite difficult. So I'm trying my best to learn more about different types of builds, I guess, different designs, different interiors, and kind of change it up a bit. I tend to stick to the same types of builds, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there's always room for improvement. So today I wanted it to be a little bit modern, but a little bit chic, cross with a cabin, because obviously I wanted it to be a rental and in the forest. Cabins are in the forest. So I decided to go outside in. I built the external aesthetics first and then just worked with what I had to make a floor plan. Sometimes this works out well, sometimes it can be quite dangerous. I think for the exterior it worked out really well. I'm really happy with how this build turned out in the end, but it didn't leave me a great deal of room for the interior. I am just working on the outside now, and like I said before, didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I was literally making it up as I went along. And all I knew was that I wanted it to have a cabinish feel and that I wanted it to have a little rotunda area out the back, which I will get to a little bit later. I also didn't want it to be oversized. I did want it to only be small. So just working on the landscaping, raising it up a little bit sometimes gives it just I don't know, a better feel. And it always looks better in photos for some reason, I find. When I build homes that are slightly raised or elevated, you get better angles on your shots. As many of you would know, the packs went on sale recently on Origin. And I was kind of happy about that, but also not happy about it. I had quite a few that I didn't have. Most of them were stuff packs, and I don't have any kits, still don't. And I think I had all the expansions, but maybe some of the game packs I didn't have. Um, so it kind of turns out that when everything went on sale, I may or may not have, or I don't know, bought them all. So I was happy. My bank account, not so much. But the sad thing is, I built this home before I got all those packs. And now that I'm looking at the things that I got within the packs that I just purchased, I was like, oh, that would have worked really well. Oh, so would have that. And that would have gone really well too. I have half a mind to edit this one and put in some of the new stuff that I got. But then I've also got like a bazillion other ideas that I want to do with these packs as well. So I don't know. What do you think? What should I do? Should I redo this build in a different style with the new packs, or should I just create something new and fresh and different? If you have an opinion, leave it in the comment below. You can see here now is my struggle trying to get the floor plan to work. Because I'd raised the exterior, I needed that step up and down into the house just to give it a bit more depth. I managed to squeeze in 2 bedrooms downstairs and a kitchen area, but it didn't really leave me with a lot of room for like a formal dining area or anything like that. So I just made the deck out the back, the area for the what would be the dining room. And I didn't think there was too much of an issue with that, being that it was a rental. Most people choose to sit outside on the decking to have breakfast or whatever when they're chilling on holiday. So here I'm just laying out the terrain paint the way that I want it. Now I don't know if this is a thing for other people or if it's just my game or my computer. So many times I spend quite a large amount of time laying out the terrain, putting it down where I want it, and when I save and exit the game, come back, the terrain paint is gone. Is this just me, or do other people have this issue too? Because at first I thought it was just a glitch, and then they kind of updated the game, and I thought, right, well, maybe that will fix that. Nope. It still happens. Only on occasion, though. It's not all the time. It's not just one lot. It's not just one world. It just happens here and there. So while I was building this particular house, I got to about this point, I think it was, and I needed to take a break, go and feed the children, do all that sort of stuff. And when I came back the next day and turned the game back on, all the landscaping was gone. Luckily, I'd taken some screenshots and I could just recreate it from the screenshots, but fancy that. Like, come on, The Sims, how dare you take away my landscaping that I spent, well, maybe not on this house, not very long, but on some other houses, on some other builds. How dare you take it away when I've spent all that time doing it? It's just not on. Anyway, it worked out in the end. And in my opinion, I think it worked out quite well. I added in just that little bit of a water feature at the front. I didn't want to overdo the gardening. I was trying to keep it really balanced and clean. So I was pretty happy with the exterior by this point, and I wanted to focus more on the interior. I had a few ideas, but I didn't know if it would work because, once again, I hadn't left myself with very much room. I decided not to limit my pack use this time round. I wanted to explore some of the packs that I had got, and I had done quite a few base game builds or base game +1 pack builds recently. I didn't really want to have to think about it and try and avoid using certain items, so I just went with it. And besides anything, I had a vision in my head, and that vision wouldn't have been able to occur without some of the items from some of the packs. I must say, Dream Decor was a lifesaver of a pack when it came to kitchen stuff. Like the ability to have the stovetop and the oven separate. Genius. Why that wasn't a base game thing? That's beyond me, but, well, we do know why. Ka-ching. But hey, we got it in the end, and I'm so thankful for it, because it really does make the kitchens pop. I didn't do a great deal in the bathroom. I left it very simple, very basic, and obviously downstairs I did not leave myself any room for a living area, so that was shifted upstairs. And I think it worked out in the end, because the space that I had upstairs worked out just perfectly for a living area. Let's face it, who goes away on holiday and spends their time in front of the TV? Like, sure, if it's raining or you've had a long day or a long few days and you want to rest, sure, but most of the time you're out exploring, doing things, sightseeing, that type of thing. So I figured it would make sense just to have a smaller seating area upstairs. I've done this in a few builds. In fact, you would have probably seen something similar in my shelving tutorial. The link's just up to the right now. But I changed it up a little bit and used, obviously, the style that I'm not very confident with. And more of the Dream Home Decorator stuff making an appearance here. I really do love that pack. Like, probably one of my favourites, if we're being honest. That and Spa Day is probably my two preferred packs, or the ones that I really couldn't live without now. And especially for these lounges. Oh, the modular couches, yes. The best thing that they've ever put in a pack, I reckon. Aside from the split oven and cooktop. If you haven't been able to tell already, I was kind of going for a certain colour scheme here. So like the light brown look with the whites. I've seen quite a few people building with these particular colours, and I am often drawn towards the darker colours, like the dark grain woods. So I'm trying to branch out and utilise some of the other colour schemes that the game has to offer. This room, oi, the bunk beds, I had a job trying to work that out. For some reason, you know when you look at something for too long that your brain just doesn't cooperate and you can't solve like the simplest problem, i.e. how to put the bunk beds. Well, that kind of happened. And I just stared at the screen blankly for a little while before going, oh, I just need to move this one over here. Problem solved. I decided after a while that there was something missing from outside, and evidently I felt the need to put a pond in. Because I had the raised terrain, my water levels wouldn't work properly, so a little bit more effort on the landscaping to get it to line up so that my water level would actually be high enough to look like a pond but not overflow. This is another thing that I'm thankful that they added to the game, ponds, and the ability to create them. I feel like so many of the things that we missed in The Sims 3, they're starting to bring to The Sims 4, so there's hope yet. However, I also get the feeling that they're gonna stop giving us stuff if they bring out The Sims 5 to force us into purchasing The Sims 5. And that concerns me slightly because I really am enjoying the way that this game is going now. Yes, I still wish for an open world. Yes, I still wish that we had more in the way of building, like the ability to create round rooms or the ability to create round walls, and like spiral stairs to just have more rounded features. But yeah, I don't know if we'll get that before The Sims 5 comes out and whether or not they'll actually continue to give us all this cool stuff. What do you guys think? Do you think that when The Sims 5 comes out, that's it, game over? No more contents for The Sims 4? Or do you think that they'll keep it separate with the rumours that Sims 5 is going to be multiplayer? Do you think it'll be two separate games? Speaking of that, multiplayer Sims. They tried that once before with The Sims Online. And unfortunately, I never got a chance to play that. I was too young at the time and my parents wouldn't let me have it. She's kind of annoying because I think that would have been really awesome, but by all accounts, it didn't work out very well. So I'm actually curious to see about this whole multiplayer thing with The Sims 5. I'm curious whether or not I'm going to like it. I don't know. Do you think you guys are going to like it? I'd love to know your thoughts on the matter, so feel free to drop those in the comment below. Sims 4? Sims 5? Yeah, nah? What do you reckon? Well guys, we are getting towards the end of the build now. I'm just adding in the final details. You can see that my little rotunda there came together quite nicely. I'm very happy with that. And this one is available for download on the gallery if you do want it. Feel free to jump on and have a look. DeeK Sims, of course. And I will see you guys next time. Ta-ta for now. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and also click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. You can also check me out on my socials.